Hey everybody, this is Theta Warrior. In this video, we're going to be discussing our recent trade in UAL, what put us into the trade, why we got out of it, what type of gains we were able to capture. First off, a little bit about me. I'm a technical and flow-based trader. Those are the two main criteria that I look at for getting in or out of a trade. So we're going to be discussing both of those. And before we get into the chart here, this is the United Airlines daily chart. We're going to actually look at some flow that came in, which is actually what put my interest on this name in the first place. So on June 2nd, there was a sweeper that came in and bought $2 million worth of the slightly in the money 44 call. So if you're unfamiliar with BlackBox stocks, which is where this screenshot is from, the yellow signifies that the open interest was exceeded. So it was below 41.72 before, coming into that trading day. So we know that it's a new bullish buy, right? It's not somebody that's covering a position. This is brand new paper being opened. Okay. Bullish new opening, $2 million. It was unusual, which is why I posted it. I certainly don't post every single flow, every single big dollar amount that I see. I only like to post things that I think are actionable and interesting, unusual. So that kind of put my interest and my eyes and my attention onto UAL in the first place. So this came in on June 2nd, which is when this post is from. And we'll just throw a little marker right there so we can keep a timeline here. June 2nd is when that flow came in. So at that point, when I see the flow, I go to the chart and I want to make an analysis on the chart because I want both to line up. I find that my highest success rate is when the flow and the technical analysis both line up and they're both telling the same story. So we can obviously see a big drop here in UAL and kind of a sideways rounding type of consolidation. So price is starting to bottom, or it looks like it's trying to bottom, starting to move back up again. And you can see this sweeper came in right here, right around this little tight little grouping right here. So just simply by throwing a quick resistance zone on there, you can see price came up a few times, got denied, denied, denied. Another quick analysis, you can see that price is making higher lows, consecutive higher lows throughout the days and weeks. And right there, you've got a nice ascending triangle. So if you're a breakout trader like myself, you want to buy the breakout, the actual initial breakout day of this. So this trader came in, took a position right there, essentially betting that this breakout is going to occur. So when I see that and I see all of this lining up, I'm watching, I'm waiting. I want to make sure that price can actually get above this resistance level instead of, hitting, resistance and rolling over and potentially taking out support right there. So personally, I'd rather wait until it does show me the conviction and buyers do step in and they push this thing higher. So now that I have my analysis, I've seen the flow that interests me. I put this out on a watch list. I provide this for members Sunday through Friday, or I'm sorry, Sunday through Thursday. We get 5 different watch lists every week. And so I put it on my radar here on the 6th, which you can see the 2nd looks like that was a Friday. The 5th must have been a Monday, didn't trade up to that level again. And then after, the 6th, which would have been a Tuesday, that was, what kind of sparked my interest because price pulled back, it found support, and then it's starting to bounce back up again. So I'm ready to get in this trade at this point. I think that it's pretty close. So that's why I put it out on the watch list. You can see here I'm going with the same expiration that this sweeper was in, the 616, the 50 call, because that was going to be slightly out of the money. That's kind of more my style. Had a better open interest anyway than the 49 anyway. So I went with the 50. And this was the chart that I posted, right? Yellow line signifies our quote unquote trigger level. Purple signifies our target levels. So I'm essentially saying if price can push above 49.12, then we'd look for a movement possibly up to 49.80 and then 50.97, kind of filling this little gap right in here. So it's on the radar. It's on the watch list. You can see here, I even called out extra attention to it. Our top watch for tomorrow, I mentioned the flow. This is actually the chart right here before the breakout occurred. So as I said, it came back up. It was ready to go, looked really close. I mentioned the flow as well. So it's on everyone's radar at that point. That was my point I'm trying to get across, is to make sure everyone is ready. So sure enough, the very next day, price was able to push above that resistance level, and that's when we took a position. So just as according to the plan, I took the 50 call expiring June 16th at 75 cents. So this was our entry day right in there. As soon as price was able to push above it, we got into the trade. And I like to trim as the trade is working in my favor. So, I trim, a decent portion that day as it's working, and I trim a little more the next day, and so on and so forth. But my plan was to keep this, as a swing. Sorry, there it is. Keep this as much of a swing as I could, because I felt like, just based on the chart, this looked like maybe it had a chance to push up to 50, kind of fill this gap in there. There's that technically that gap fill right there, 50.97. And as long as this sweeper was still in, the original sweeper we had followed, I kind of wanted to be in that trade too. So the great thing about BlackBox, and this is BlackBox stocks right here, is you can look back and follow the flow specifically. So this is it right here. This is the line, and you can see I'm looking at the historical, and this sweeper actually never closed the trade. They're still in it. Full disclosure, and I'll show you my exit in a little bit. I'm out of this trade too. I took my profits today ahead of the FOMC. But this trader never closed. So that kind of kept me around a little bit longer. Maybe they know something that I don't. So I'm in this trade still. I'm holding this thing. And then, Friday comes up. I can see the 9th was Friday. And, we basically pushed up to our target. So at that point, I'm down to, a runner position, essentially. I'm primarily a day trader, so I don't carry too heavy of a swing position. But this was kind of a unique situation. So I decided to, leave a runner there. So I'm debating, okay, do I want to swing this over the weekend? Do I want to lock in my profits? We were up, maybe 100% or something on those calls at that point. So it was a nice gain. So I go to the flow. I'm looking around. Sure enough, this came in on Friday, 6-9. Somebody came in and bought the 52.5 call. They sold the 57.5 call, and they wrote the 44 put. So that's a very bullish position, right? It's all yellow, so we know it's all brand new opening. Essentially what they're doing is they're selling the put to finance the call spread. This is a call spread. So they bought the 52.5 call, and they're selling the 57.5 against it. So they're giving themselves 5 points of upside, and they're collecting 52 cents to help them pay for the difference. So they almost put the trade on, close to, almost free, but not quite. But my point is, this is a very bullish position. Now, it doesn't look like it's the same trader that we saw originally. It very well could be, but in my mind, the trader is obviously still wanting to be in, have a long position. And at the same time, we saw this come in as well. So somebody sold the 46 call, and they bought the 52.5 call. And this is yellow. I'm sorry, this is white. So that means that the open interest was not exceeded. So these are spreads. This is a spread here, and this is a spread here. And so we did a little bit of digging to figure out exactly what had happened here. And if you go back to March 30th, we can actually see them put that trade on. So this is the same trader, okay? So this trader here went all the way back to March 30th. They bought the 46 call, they sold the 52.5 call, and they wrote the 36 put to finance the deal. The exact same style that we see them do right here. Bought the 52.5, sold the 57.5, and wrote the 44. And you can see them close that trade right here. So on the 30th, they bought the 46 and they sold the 52.5. And then on the 9th, they sold the 46 and they bought back their short 42.5 call. So this trader is rolling up. They're keeping the same structure of trade that they had, but they're just pushing it a little bit further out, right? This expired the 6/16, and now they're going out to 7/21. So they're rolling up and out, keeping their bullish intention. So when we saw this, it was kind of a no-brainer that we want to stay in this trade. This occurred. This trader had never closed. So I'm thinking, okay, got to swing a piece of this. This is just a really nice looking flow here. and clearly, you know, we want to stick around for a little bit. So sure enough, Monday morning comes, this thing continues to push up higher. You know, I'm trimming some more of my runners in here, and then we got a huge rip yesterday on Tuesday. This was really, really, really nice. I kept a couple just for the fun of it, thinking that we may get a little bit push up here into this high, but I closed my entire position right here, just below kind of this initial resistance level. So you could make the argument that the real resistance level is up here, 55 or so, and it may very well get there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But to me, it's looking like it's a little bit extended, and I locked in the majority of my position right here. And another thing to note is this TW pivot is starting to build a sell signal. So this is our proprietary indicator that I developed with the help of TrendSpider. And you can see it was super accurate last time. I mean, this sell signal came in right at that high. Just color that red like that. So you can see it came in right at the high. And if you got that short, that was a heck of a short right there. Not saying that's going to happen again. It might not. But if this price does start to roll over, that would be a pretty good indication that maybe we're going to get a pullback. So that, coupled with the big move that we had, plus today, you know, we had the FOMC, so I felt like locking it in. And here is a nice little screenshot and summary of the actual trade, right? This is where we got into it and closed everything today, 400% gain. I mean, it was a killer trade, a nice, beautiful ascending triangle. You know, the technical analysis, the flow, everything lined up. Everything said that this could push higher, right? It's all about probabilities. There are no guarantees. So everything said that this could push higher, and wanted to, you know, do my best to let our runners run, as they say. So this was a really killer trade. I wanted to make this video and highlight it. And I also want to highlight this trader's amazing gains. So this is one of our members, and he actually took the trade a little bit. He got in the day before I did initially. He bought the 49 call. And this is his original position right there. Bought the 49 call 250 times. I think he'd actually trimmed some at that point. I think he was long 360 contracts or so. But anyway, you can see $42,000 gain on that position. And then he actually rolled up like just like our sweeper did, right? He rolled up to the 52 call and made some more money on that. $60,000 gain as of yesterday. So definitely a killer trade. This guy absolutely hit it out of the park, and is a great example of what's possible with options trading, and you know, the kind of life-changing money that you can make. I mean, this is a year's salary for a lot of people, and made it in 7 days. So just absolutely incredible. Super proud of him. He absolutely killed it. And you can see the pit is loving it, right? We're all very supportive of each other. A lot of people caught this trade, and this was one of the bigger, better examples that I could find, which is why I'm highlighting it here. So that was our trade today, 400% gainer or on UAL, absolutely beautiful. And yeah, that basically summarizes it. I'll just end by saying, if you want to join our group, we're a growing community of traders. We focus on analysis of flow and technicals. This is our website right here, and this is going to be our sign up right there. You just click on Elite Sign Up. We have a couple different rooms. This is going to be our options room. This is going to be our futures room, and this is our options and futures room right here. So for $69 a month, you get access to all the options stuff. $99 gets you access to everything, including our futures trader, which he is phenomenal. So heck of a bargain, if you ask me, especially when people are making, you know, $60,000 on some of these calls. That pays for quite a few months of trades. And then lastly, I am partnered with TrendSpider as well as BlackBox. So if you want to use either of their services, I am an affiliate. There are affiliate codes here, 20% discount on BlackBox, 25% discount on TrendSpider. And also a little bit more about the stuff that I have worked with them on, my TW pivot indicator, which is the one you see here on the bottom that I use very exclusively. and also the net options delta study, which is are these lines that you see here on this BlackBox stocks chart here, which I'll make another video discussing that later. So anyway, these are my two partners. This is where you can find more information about both of them. Highly recommend them both. I use them both daily. Excellent services. And then, of course, our service ourselves that we are offering, always welcoming in new members that want to grow their skill set and make some money. So anyway, I'll end it there. A killer trade, certainly, and a great example of the power of options. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you have a great rest of your trading week and month and year. And we'll see you in the next one. Theta Warrior signing off.